Hi, this is Carol at True Self Unmasked. If you want to have solutions, if you want to get answers, you've got to do this first. And I'm talking from the point of view of two people that come to mind. So let me explain why you've got to do this first with this story about Janie, who called me yesterday frantic about losing her job. And I could not connect with her because she was going around and around and around and around about she was trying to get a new job. She needs to go to the final interviews. They won't let her off to go to the final interviews at the next job. She's worried about her job security. She doesn't want to get fired at the last minute. She needs the money. I'm so worried they're going to fire me. They're not going to let me take off. I do need to get another job. There's no job security here. I don't know what they're doing here. There's some weird things going on at this job. My boss has no heart. Everything is wrong about this job. And she's at the very end of getting ready to be accepted or be selected for a new job, but she's got to be able to take off. So she's frantic, worried, scared. She just kept going on, and I was following her and listening to her, and I was just finding a way to connect with her and get in. Couldn't. And so I just let her talk for a little bit. And then after I listened, I said, stop. I feel that you're going to have to disconnect from whatever routine you've got going on today. If you're trying to clean and talk, and this was over the weekend, if you're trying to do this, that, and the third, you're going to have to do some self-care, and it has to be very particular so that you can get into this space so that you can get in alignment with your solutions and your answers and with a place of peace. So I kept telling her some of the things that I do. I said, look, when all else fails, I take a nap. Just go to bed, take a nap. Or I'll take a bath. Sometimes I put salt in it and essential oils in it, or just a bath. Sometimes I'll go exercise or walk out in nature or get some sun or talk to a funny friend or watch something silly on TV or eat a favorite snack. But just do something different to just break the cycle of worried, scared to death, complaining, because all of those thoughts, feelings, emotions, and behaviors are in alignment with problems. They're going to escalate the problems. They're going to keep the problems front of mind, and you'll be disconnected from the solutions, almost like a radio station. Either you're listening to opera, or you're listening to rap, or you're listening to rock, but you can't listen to both at the same time unless you, of course, got two radios. So she was listening to some really chaotic music there, but there's a reason for that. And I want to explain this to you because it all ties together. And I am going to give you at the end this tool that I gave her for free. And you don't have to click on it. It will be at the end of this video, because we have receptor cells in our brain. And those receptor cells get hungry for what we are in the habit of doing. If we have a life that we complain about a lot, we get into the habit of complaining, worrying, being afraid, talking about, sharing that, thinking that, and the receptor cells get filled with certain kind of hormones that make it easy to continue that as a habit. And those would be like cortisol, adrenaline, norepinephrine. Those are the fight or flight hormones. But we can actually build up our receptor cells in the brain to crave those kinds of hormones. And so there are certain people that are addicted to drama and trauma, because that's what they've experienced most of their lives, and that's what's been well developed in their brains. So, but the opposite can be true. It's like growing a garden. You can plant seeds for new kinds of thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And if you pay less attention to the thoughts, feelings, and emotions around chaos, and start to nurture the seeds for thoughts, feelings, and emotions around peace, clarity, fun, joy, romance, creativity, you can then have those receptor cells become well developed, while the old ones of fight or flight, of trauma, drama, they can get deactivated, and they can be taken over by the other hormones of dose. We have dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins. What would that be like to have your brain be used to and crave the good feeling hormones? The good feeling hormones that would be in alignment with solutions and answers. But how do you get to those good feeling hormones? So many ways, just like I talked about: napping, exercise, getting yourself in a bath, listening to a funny friend, watching a funny movie. There's so many ways that everybody is different, so you're going to find your own way. But this is one way that I found that worked with a client. And right after that, I'll tell you, I will share this, what I shared with this young lady last night. Because I was going around and around and around with her. And I said, oh gosh. I said, just do me a favor. And at some point in time today, listen to this and listen to it as many times as you need to. Because you've got 2 days before you need to get into the space of being able to tell your job what you need to tell your job, and to go do what you need to do. Because either you're going to have allegiance to this job with no stability, they treat you like crappity crap, and you don't know when your last day is coming, you don't know what they're doing, there's some weird stuff going on here and you don't want to be a part of it, or you're going to care about yourself and do what you need to do. So go out there and do what you need to do. Listen to this and let it get you in the space you need to get into. And so I didn't know if she did it or not. And then I told her about the client who became my friend, who also called me when she was about to lose her job. She had quit her job and she started to work for herself, and she was an entrepreneur, and she had a high-paying client who was about to fire her, who was also not a very nice person, but she needed him so badly. She just took all the crap that she took because she had no other paying clients. And so what we did is we cleared her. I helped her clear all the energy around. It was like a smoke of just of panic and fright, worry and fear. And I also helped her to relate to him better, so that they would have a more easy way of communicating with each other. And so that on her end, I can only help her on her end because he wasn't involved. He wanted no parts of it. But it made it easier for her to connect with him and verbalize what was on her mind in a way that wasn't threatening. She was just being matter of fact about the work, how the work environment needed to change. So I was kudos to her for that. But what happened was he had her create this annual convention. It wasn't a huge convention, but it was a big responsibility. And in the middle, she was getting ready to get fired by him. And so that's when we worked together. He ended up not firing her, and he was shocked and amazed at how well she did. She exceeded his expectations, and she lit up like the most beautiful tree you would see at the end of the year. People wanted to work with her. There was a CFO of an international company that said he wanted to fund her next project, and she was so happy. But at one point during the convention, she got triggered by when she saw an old colleague, an old coworker, and she ran into the bathroom and she called me and she said, "Oh my gosh." And I said, "What?" And she said, "Oh no, I feel like I'm going back. My frequency is changing. I don't feel confident and joyful right now." And I said, "Well, listen to this 2.5 minutes thing." And I said, if you need to listen to it more than once, then do that. But just do it. And so she stayed in the bathroom stall. She listened to it and did what she needed to do. It's a breathing exercise. And she came out confident as ever, took numbers, made connections, and she patted herself on the back. So I told this to this young lady that called me, was it yesterday? Janie. And I didn't know if she actually listened to it or not, but this morning she said she did, and she said it helped her, and she was able to tell her current employer that she wasn't going to show up to work. I'm not going to say what her reason was, that's between her and her employer, but she was taking care of herself, and I feel good because I helped her to take care of herself. What I want to tell you is that, yes, it's very easy to be addicted to trauma and drama, but you can also become addicted to the good feeling hormones that will line you up with your answers and your solutions by feeling good. Actually valuing feeling good. Feeling good lines you up with good answers, good solutions. You don't block them anymore, because when you complain about things, you have disbelief about being helped. When you have fear, you have disbelief that you can have help. But when you trust and know and believe and have optimism and are eager and excited about the next moment in your life, the solutions get dropped in front of you. You can hear again. So I'm going to play this 2.5 minutes. It's a breathing exercise. Why a breathing exercise? Because it's a free thing that anybody can do to shift their frequency so they move out of alignment with the problem and in alignment with the solution. And when you breathe, especially when you breathe consciously, when you breathe more fully, you release toxins, you release mental toxins, emotional toxins, and you line up with the spiritual part of you. You line up with the wisdom within you. You line up with solutions, answers. You line up with your highest self. You line up with your expanded self, your smart self. You open the doors to possibilities instead of staying in the box of complaining, which is draining. If you want to line up with your solutions, breathe. That's a free and easy thing. There's so many other things. As a matter of fact, my book, You're Not Going Crazy, 101 Ways to Silence Your Inner Critic, has 101 ways to line up with a frequency of answers, solutions, and desired manifestations. But I'm going to play this right now, and you can listen to it as much as you want. If you want to comment, let me know if it's been helpful to you. But breathe. What a wonderful gift, and it's free. Breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Breathe in. Breathe out. 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 You've got this. You've got this. And the universe has you. You are being held in the palm of the hand of the ever-loving, the ever-clarifying, the ever-protecting, the ever-everything universe. You've got this. You've got this. And the universe has you. You are being held in the palm of the hand of the ever-loving, the ever-clarifying, the ever-protecting, the ever-everything universe. This is Carol at True Self Unmasked, and I'm here every day in December, so would love to see you tomorrow. Bye!